I mean, the only thing tougher than hockey is rodeo. I mean, cowboys are getting thrown to the ground on their heads, right?
Grew up cleaning the office.
So clean the office, U of I, back to the office?
Back to the office.
Okay.
Get an advisor, get a good agent. We see more trouble with policies that people go online and buy. My career has always been built on doing what's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a cowboy, Mr. Snake River Stampede himself, Bill Deal. Bill, thanks for being here.
Brian, thanks for having me.
So Bill, we've worked together for 5 years, I think.
Correct.
Tell me how you got into the insurance industry and what your path has looked like throughout the years.
Wow, that's an interesting, kind of an interesting question. I was kind of born in the business, which is kind of weird. My grandfather was a district manager for farmers. Dad was a district manager for farmers, then owned a farmer's agency, and then we kind of morphed from there, and it's kind of grew up cleaning the office. So yeah.
So clean the office, U of I, back to the office?
Back to the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Had a little stint underwriting for Transamerica. But yeah, it was fun.
Okay. When you worked for Transamerica on the carrier side, what was that experience like?
It was great fun. You're right out of college. We were living in LA, right around LA. It was fun. There was 4 guys living in an apartment, but I missed Idaho. I missed coming back. And, Dad said, hey, we need a sales guy. Come back. And I'm like, heck, load the car. Let's go.
So, okay. Grandpa is a farmer's manager.
Correct. District manager.
Mm-hmm. Bill Deal Sr.
Correct.
Owned and ran the agency, and he was a legislator and the head of the DOI.
Director of the Department of Insurance.
Director of Department of Insurance. If we were to sit down and have those 2 guys join us, and they were to see what the industry looked like today, I mean, what kind of changes do you feel like they would be seeing? And how would you explain to them? I mean, everything that's so different now.
I think, for Grandpa, you'd be just amazed, because they did everything on a typewriter. It was kind of fun seeing, Grandpa's stuff. Actually, one of his clients, when we went through his estate, was Lynn B. Jordan. Was an ex-governor, so that was kind of a fun deal. And so you kind of had the old policy that was typed up, and we still have that. But yeah, but I think the amount of information available for an agency now is just amazing for an agent, for a company. And sometimes that's not all good, but yeah, there's a lot of information out there.
Well, I mean, there's some things that stay the same, like taking care of customers and being there for people. What things do you feel like have been pillars of your career and what you've tried to build your career on?
I think my career has always been built on doing what's right. Do what's right for the client, do what's right for your carrier, and it's worked. And people, treat people the way you want to be treated, the respect, and people want to do business with you.
Well, you've been a big community guy. And you got your Snake River Stampede gear on right now.
That's right.
So I just have this memory of going to the Snake River Stampede and being there with my kids or whatever, like no stress in the world. And then you dropped by your hair's blown back, like there's stress. And I'm like, Bill, how are you? There's so much going on. Like being a director is so busy. Tell us, number one, for all the people out of state.
Sure.
Tell us what the Snake River Stampede is. Okay. Spoiler alert, it's a rodeo, but tell us more. And then tell us about your role as a director.
Okay. The rodeo is great. Coming up, it's in June this year, June 17th through the 21st. So, great time. Come to the rodeo. But, the rodeo it's 111 years old. It's a PRCA rodeo. It's top 25 in the nation. We're lucky Nampa has, in Idaho we have 2. We have the Cold Night and we have the Snake River Stampede, which are both nationally ranked events within 5 miles of each other, and we work well with each other. But being as a director, it's funny thing is the question I normally get from somebody is, well, you guys just get together and throw up the banners and you have a rodeo, and it just goes off, and they don't see the business behind it. It's a multi-million-dollar business. It is like any other business. You have to run it, and it's done through volunteers. We have 2 paid staff people for that multi-million-dollar business, so it's kind of amazing.
How many directors are there total?
15.
And you've kind of gone through the seats where you were kind of helping coordinate everything in the past.
Yeah, I'm past president of the event. I was there for 2 years. My role, what I like to do is I work with the production side of the event. And so when anything that happens before the event starts, I'm involved in.
Okay. So I have a story to tell you. When my wife and I moved back to Idaho, of course, I'm an Idaho guy, Snake River Stampede, Caldwell Night Rodeo here in town. My in-laws came to their first ever rodeo, and they were in their 70s, first time. So we're walking into the Idaho Center, okay? The Ford Idaho Center looks like a football or basketball stadium from the outside. Well, you walk in and there's a rodeo. So we walk in, and my mother-in-law sees the dirt, that makes up the rodeo, and she goes, "Oh, it's on dirt?" And I said, "Lori, was it going to be on concrete? Like how would that have worked? Like, what other option was there except, cowboys are getting thrown to the ground on their heads, right?" So I think rodeo is so part and parcel to Western Idaho, to really the West, right? That spirit of the West. But for a lot of people, and maybe people watching this who are in a skyscraper somewhere, rodeo isn't normal. Talk to me about the theme of a rodeo, kind of what it symbolizes.
Well, it's really, that's kind of a good thing. It's really part of Western heritage. It's how we grew up. If you really look back at the Wild West, and this is the cowboys out there riding the range, chasing the cows, how they doctored them. And that's, how the events evolved. And this then was cowboys competing against cowboys. They wanted to see who was the best at, roping or riding or something like that. And it's evolved into an event. And it's one of the few events that remain where it's actually, generated here in America, but it just protects that Western way of life. And I think, shows like Yellowstone have, done a great, it's improved the popularity of the event. It's given it a lot more exposure, which is great. But these guys, a typical cowboy doesn't have $1 million contract. You look at a baseball, I think we were talking about baseball the other day, and I think the average salary for a baseball player, isn't it $1 million just?
It's probably a lot higher. Yeah, it's high.
Yeah, and just to come, just to play. And these are guys that pay to travel. They pay their entry fee to win money.
Right. Yeah. Well, in the NBA, the lowest salary you can make annual if you're on the team the whole year is $600,000.
Yeah.
But that's counterbalanced by guys that are making $60 million a year.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they just sit on the bench and they get pushed over and they cry and they get carted off on a stretcher. Cowboys, the only thing tougher than hockey is rodeo.
Oh yeah.
So seeing these guys get tossed off a bull, seeing these guys, doing the bucking bronco or whatever it is. I'm feeling old now because when I see them get thrown on the ground, I'm like, shouldn't that hurt? How are you getting back up?
You look at those bull riders are young guys. There's not a lot of old bull riders.
Right. What's your favorite part about the rodeo?
I just like rodeo. I'm a timed event guy, calf roping, team roping, probably more. And then traditional, like the saddle bronc riding, I always like that. It's, it's just beautiful to watch when it's done correctly.
And I know when you're not focused on rodeo, you end up heading up to McCall a little bit, spending time up there.
My second place.
Second place. Tell me what you like about McCall.
McCall is just my happy place. When that's kind of fun. And you always need that thing where you can kind of de-stress. And so McCall's that for me. You go down Horseshoe Bend Hill, and that's on the way up to McCall. And it's just kind of like, that's just the place I like to go hang out. I can go water ski, snow ski. I'm now a surfer. I'm a wake surfer now.
Okay. Wow. So wake surfing, is that behind the boat?
Behind the boat.
Okay. Yeah. How often are you doing that?
Often as I can get up there. That job thing gets in the way of everything a little bit.
Yeah, I realize that something about boats, I don't know what it is, but the gas in the back or something, my stomach feels weird. So I don't know if this is me or if this is a normal thing, but boats somehow kind of are tricky for me.
We have to get you on ours. The new ones all have these new wakeboard boats, which are great. They have the exhaust actually goes down into the water.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
I might actually make a big difference.
It would, so you don't have the smell.
What's the name of your boat?
My boat, I have a GS22, Natique GS22.
Okay. I was going to say, like, I mean, sometimes they put names on the back.
No, mine's not named.
Okay.
Cal.
It's like, I was going to suggest rodeo. Man,
Rodeo,
just
no.
an idea. I don't know.
I have, the wood boat. We have Grandpa's boat. We've had a place in McCall since 1949. Grandpa bought the place there originally. I still have the original wood boat they bought in 51, and it is named still a deal.
So I remember getting to meet your dad one time, and I remember thinking, you just brought up family, so it's making me think, agency, legislator, DOI. What do you? Oh, I've got a fly right here. What do you remember most about when he was doing DOI? And like, was that stressful? Was it a pain?
He loved being the director. I mean, that was what Dad needed was, after we've done this a few years as an agent. You sometimes need a new challenge, and so the legislature was a challenge, and then being the director, being, I guess, honored to work with 2 governors and be the director of the Department of Insurance. He enjoyed it. There was a lot of travel. There's a lot of things and a lot of administration.
And does the DOI end up working a lot with like health insurance as opposed to PNC, or is it both?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
And then it's really the fire marshal comes under that.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so that does, and then so you also have all the agents out there, and disciplinary actions and things like that you're dealing with.
Right.
Carrier and agent.
Right. What like Bill, if you're not doing insurance policies and you're not doing rodeo and you're not doing McCall, that's a lot of time right there. But if you had time outside of that, what would you do? Like, what do you enjoy doing with your free time?
I think, you love to, be in the yard. I love, animals. Love just to hang, every once in a while, read a good book.
Yeah. Any book recommendations that you would have for us?
No, I should. I didn't even think of one. No.
Well, you're already doing, our last guest, when I asked for podcast recommendations, said, I don't think I should say anything out loud. So that gave me a chuckle. But let's do this. If you had to think through, like, you've seen the industry change, but you've seen some things stay the same.
Right.
Like, as we head into like the final part of our conversation, what would you recommend to a person considering insurance? Maybe they're 25 or 21 and they're going to start into the industry. What would you say to them?
I would say learn, and then get a valued partner, and that's one of us agents. And I know people always confuse us with, we're just trying to sell you something, but we see more trouble with policies that people go online and buy. Get an advisor, get a good agent as an advisor for your policies.
Right on. Bill, thank you so much. It's interesting to hear your story, which is part of the broader insurance story in the Valley. So thanks for all you've done. I appreciate you.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
Look forward to next time.
All right, man. Thank you.